I salute to all of the coaches for taking time to pay attention to this feed because today what we're going to get into is how to actually find your value and the customers who are actually looking for the services that you provide that will meet them where they are at and nothing more, nothing less. There's so many things being thrown in front of you that will typically make you better. But what you have to realize is the formula for you reaching your goal is first, you have to get in the right mindset so that you won't be thrown off track once you start this course up. The number two thing is you have to be ready to do the math. And the math is what we're going to actually go into today. These things don't just happen with magic. You have to have this process in place. And there are things that you have to think of internally. That's why you have to have the right mindset. So if your mindset is about scrolling or being physically inside of the gym every single day, all day, you're going to have a tough mountain ahead because that mountain is going to be like an escalator. As you continue to try to move one way, it pulls you in a different direction. So that's your impulse. You have to learn to control that. Now, I'm going to go over 4 points to helping you eliminate those monkeys and do the math so that you're not confused on why is it that you're not getting to that point that you need to get to. So hopefully this benefits you. I know that when you start to do the real things and get out of your own way, you start to make progression. But until then, you're going to continue to have monkeys screaming in your ears and inside of your head at 3 a.m., throwing you off. So we have to think of exactly what it is that you have to concentrate on now. And first, mindset. You have to focus on exactly why are you in the position that you're in and what do you actually want. Now, if you want to have a successful boxing gym program slash MMA that reaches the actual number that will give you peace of mind, then this is exactly what you have to do. Let's start off with 4 phases. So, what we're going to go over now are the prices that you have to set that are according to your value. Number one, you have to determine the amount of time that you plan on spending inside of that gym facility on your perfect day. And what does that day look like? What do you want to do in that day? Because everything that your perfect life looks like, you have to equate that into this. So if you have hobbies that you want to take part in, if you want to have ventures that are wrapped around business, if you want to do things that are charitable, number two, you have to equate all of those numbers into this one kind of perfect day. How many hours you're going to work and how much you'll do inside of that day on average. Whatever that number is, you have to add this to the equation of your perfect lifestyle. And also, you have to equate where you plan on living. That is a part of this equation. Step three, divide that total cost by 12 months. Now, if you own a brick and mortar gym, you have to multiply the number that you came up by 3, then divide that number by 150. Now, that's how much each one of your clients will need to pay per month for your service. Minimal. And this is equated for the gym owner with 150 clients, right? You want that 33% margin. That gives you the comfort and the breathing room to operate a functional gym and work the hours that you've chosen to work. Now, the numbers that you just came up with, these are your minimum rates. All of the costs, and that includes sales, discounts, promotions, and everything. It's the minimal cost. Now, double that. Now I want to bring this to layman's terms, like what I do and how I use it, and an example of my career and my life in the in the chapter that preceded me exiting. I wanted to net $100,000 a year. So therefore, I had to triple in what I made because I also wanted to make my 33% margins. Because if I'm to live the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to live, which was working 4 hour days, 3 or 4 hour days, I would have to basically make $25,000 a month, right? That equates to $300,000 a year because I had to triple what I made in order to get my margins and have comfort, have space off that wall. And that's what is important, that you add and create that equation for yourself, making sure over 12 months that you can accrue $25,000 a month. And at the same time, make sure you're learning to target the actual customer that requires the service in which you have. That's what you're learning in the master classes. So you have to apply those same tactics, but you have to make sure that the math is on point. Because if you want to work 4 hours a day and you have 150 people inside of that brick and mortar, each one of those people have to pay minimal 166 and max $333, because most of you are trying to figure out, well, I don't have that rate going on because you don't have that service going on. But you have to keep in mind, the people who can pay that rate, they have that pain point. And so this is where you learn to stop just running a gym and having an operation that actually solves a problem for people who have this particular issue. So this is why in the masterclass, we drill down your niche. And that's where you can begin to implement your marketing strategy, because these people exist. And all you have to do now is figure out, how do I create a service worth $333 a month, which is an easy thing if you follow the process in which we're giving you. I hope this all makes sense, because this is where we are and this is where we're taking you into 2023 or 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, until you have taken your business to a point where you feel like you're soaring. I hope this information served you well. Remember, there's always a step-by-step process with anything. And if you understand it, that stops the clawing from going on in your ears at night, and the screaming and the impulse. This helps your people who are here under your banner start to understand your direction. And when there's clarity, then there's success. Pay attention to the moguls in the business, the Elon Musks, the Warren Buffetts, the Mark Cubans. These people have figured out that process. They've implemented it, and now they're just on a cookie cutter, a Ferris wheel, a rinse and repeat. And so that's what you have to do to prevent hard times from falling upon you. Make sure you take liberty to connect with us if you don't have this in your mind, in your head, so that you can take part in the masterclass workshop to get this kind of thing done. It's not a magic trick. It's the habits and the process of wealthy people. And once you adopt that behavior, then so will you be wealthy. All right. So thanks again, guys. Continue to go to your gyms, continue to serve the people. If you're a competitive athlete, continue to follow the program and the process, and don't try to take shortcuts. It's all in binder format. All you got to do is open it and stay to it in the morning times, in the afternoon, and in the evening, and go to sleep with that affirmation in your head. I receive the abundance flow of prosperity offered by the universe. I will be in the right place at the right time for my highest good. That's all I got for right now. Continue to listen, and follow the process. So long. Peace.